For the wet season 2018-2019, we're planting 20,000 trees in Tampah Hills. And so we're adding trees that are basically a lot of them fast-growing pioneers, so they enrich the soil. They'll also help to shade the area. So you'll be able to walk from the top of the hill to the bottom through like shady pathways, not get sunburnt. It's really important. And also it sets the stage for later when we add other things like some herbal medicines or some fruits, things like this. It creates the shelter for them to grow. And then also, yeah, we're producing some sustainable timber on Tampah Hills as well. So like over here we have teak tree, and then other places we have mahogany. So then, 20 years there'll be some high quality timber available for furniture or building. A tree has many benefits. It's converting sunlight into energy. It feeds the ecosystem. So there can be lots of other animals and plants that live around it. Also, it's holding soil together. It's improving the nutrients. A tree is like an air conditioner. So we're standing under this bamboo right now. It's much, much cooler than just over there in the sun. So you imagine you have a whole hill full of trees. It reduces the ground temperature in the area. And then also, trees create resources, fruits, wood, forage, many things that benefit the people in Tampah Hills, but also the local community alongside. So we can create little micro-industries. For example, we're planting about 3,000 tamarind trees. Now these won't come into production for about 7 years, but once they do, by the time they mature, each tree can have 50 to 100 kilograms of tamarinds. Now this is quite a good value to the local people. This is something they'll be able to harvest with us and sell in the markets to make spice. In our nursery here, we have 20,000 trees. We collected a lot of seed from on-site. So the guys are up there in the forest, collecting fruits, breaking them open, getting seeds out. And then we also brought in some seeds. But we've basically grown 90% of all the plants we're going to plant ourselves in the nursery. And so it's a mix of timber trees, of fast-growing pioneer trees, which are mostly nitrogen fixing, and they help the rest of the forest to grow. And then we have bamboo. We have 5 species of bamboo. 3 local ones that we propagated, and we brought in black bamboo, and we brought in the giant construction bamboo, patung. And then we have fruit trees. Yeah, the pomegranates, tamarinds, mango, custard apple. And we're going to be expanding that range over time. So and soon we'll have I think it's about more than 100 species of fruit. Yeah, also we're growing organic vegetables here. So we're just starting, but just in the nursery over here we have asparagus, about 300 asparagus sprouting. We have broccoli, kailan, 5 different colors of tomatoes. We're trying out different types of lettuce. So in our nursery where we're growing the trees, we operate that from about September through to February each year, and then the nursery will be empty. So we're going to produce salads and vegetables in the nursery through the dry season, so it's in continual use. We've planted a vetiver nursery. The vetiver grass is really good for controlling erosion, but we've done it in such a way that we grow the vetiver a bit further apart so that we can also grow vegetables in between. So again, we're using one place and 2 purposes. So we're really excited to get planting. We've already planted some rosellas, purple basil, and these kinds of things. So later on when we come to Tampah, you can have a salad grown here. Yeah, so we've been digging wells up the hill. They're basically test wells to see where the water is. And when we started, we thought, we're going to have to dig down 3 meters, but we're halfway up the hill over there, and you dig down, it's in the middle of the dry season, and it's 1.6 meters until we hit clean water. So that's really crazy. So we've been building water tanks and wells. So for our reforestation project, we can pump the water from the well up to fill the water tank. This will help us to find out where the water resources are in Tampah that we can then use later on for houses. At the moment, we're very confident there's a lot of water here. This mountain sits on water. It's quite extraordinary. And then we had the water tested as well, and it's very good. The road we're putting in now, we've carefully graded up the hill, and then we put in drains at certain intervals. So we take the water off the road, and then we take it down into the valley, and then we help it soak into the ground. So there's about 1.5 million litres of water that will run off that road each year. And instead of losing that, we're going to put it back into the ground. So that's we can increase the amount of groundwater, at the same time we're taking water out, so we help try and balance things. What comes next is we are going to continue the pruning process so that the whole of Tampah is complete. The pruning process so far, of the 80 hectares, we've covered over 60 hectares has been treated. So as soon as we finish planting, we'll go back and retreat those areas to make the trees keep on growing up straight. And then we'll move on to the new areas. And then in next year, we'll be, as the dry season comes on, we'll be starting a recycling program. So composting all the waste that comes from within Tampah and also around Tampah. Hopefully using some chicken composting systems. So that's combining like raising chickens with compost heaps. They do the digging for you. Yeah. And also, making sure that all our waste that's produced during the construction phase is we reuse it, we recycle it, we make sure that it goes to people who can use it, or else we turn it into something useful.